Happy day and welcome to this session on capital structure. What do you mean by a capital structure? It refers to the proportion of long-term sources of funds in an organization. In the words of I.M. Pandey, capital structure refers to the composition of long-term sources of funds such as debentures, long-term debt, preference share capital and ordinary share capital including reserves and surplus. So why should we learn about capital structure? Is it really important? Yes, capital structure is very important to an organization because it has an impact on the earnings per share. EPS is one of the strong determinants of market price. The right debt equity mix can maximize the earnings per share, which in turn can maximize the market price. The objective of financial management is to maximize the wealth of the shareholders, which is represented by the market price of shares. Hence, understanding the concept of capital structure and its implication on EPS is of paramount importance. Let me try to explain this with an example. Dubin Limited has equity share capital of rupees 12 lakhs divided into shares of rupees 100 each. It wishes to raise further rupees 6 lakhs for expansion. The company plans the following financial alternatives. So basically, it's a company with 12,000 shares. They want to go in for an expansion. So they want to raise rupees 6 lakhs. So what are the options available in front of them? The first option is issuing equity shares only. The second is rupees 2 lakhs by equity and rupees 4 lakhs through debentures. So it's partly debt and partly equity. The third option is rupees 2 lakhs by issuing equity shares and 4 lakhs by issuing 9% preference shares. So there is no debt in this option, we just have equity and preference. The last option available is by raising term loan at 10% per annum interest. Suggest the best alternative assuming that the estimated EBIT after expansion is 2,25,000 and the corporate tax rate is 40%. So let's look at the impact of each of these capital structure options on the EPS. So coming to the first plan is just to raise equity of rupees 6 lakhs. So EBIT is given to be 2,25,000. There is no interest on debt because we have no debentures. Earnings before tax is the same, 2,25,000. We pay tax at the rate of 40% and we get earnings after tax of rupees 1,35,000. There is no preference dividend. So profits available for equity shareholders is 1,35,000. Coming to EPS. EPS is computed by dividing the profits available for equity shareholders by number of equity shares. Number of equity shares will be 18,000. How do we get that 18,000? Existing equity shares is 12,000. Now we are raising another 6 lakhs by issuing equity shares of rupees 100 each. So 6,000 fresh equity shares. So put together it is 18,000 equity shares. So EPS comes to 7.5. Moving on to the second plan. The second plan is to raise partly by equity and partly by debentures. So EBIT is 2,25,000. Interest on debentures is 10% on 4 lakhs 40,000. Earnings before tax is 1,85,000. After deducting tax at 40%, we get earnings after tax to be 1,11,000. Preference dividend is nil. So profits available for equity shareholders in this option is 1,11,000. Earnings per share, it is 1,11,000 divided by 14,000. How do we get 14,000? The existing equity shares of 12,000 plus with a new issue we have only 2,000 shares because 2 lakhs is raised in the form of equity. So we have only 2,000 shares. So 1,11,000 divided by 14,000 we get 7.93 as the EPS under the second plan. Moving on to the third plan, it's partly in the form of equity and partly in the form of preference shares. So EBIT 2,25,000. There is no interest on debenture since there is no debenture option at all. Earnings before tax is 2,25,000. After deducting tax at 40%, we get earnings after tax to be 1,35,000. In this option, we will be paying preference dividend at 9% on 4 lakhs, which tantamounts to 36,000. So our profits available for equity shareholders is 99,000. Coming to the EPS computation, number of equity shares is 14,000, existing 12,000 plus 2,000. So this makes our EPS 7.07. Moving on to the next option, where we are only going to raise funds through loan. So EBIT is 2,25,000. In this option, we will be paying interest on loan at the rate of 10% on 6 lakhs, which comes to 60,000. So earnings before tax is 1,65,000. After deducting tax at 40%, we get earnings after tax to be 99,000. There is no preference dividend. Profits available to equity shareholders is 99,000 again. EPS, it is 99,000 divided by 12,000. Only the existing equity shares. We are not coming up with new issue. So our EPS is 8.25. Now to sum up the 4 plans. We can see that EPS varies for every combination of debt and equity. So the financial manager has to choose plan D, the last plan for implementation, because EPS is highest only for that option. So our objective is to maximize EPS, which will enhance the market price. I hope this session was helpful for you. Thank you.